Today's episode is sponsored by one of my favorite rap labels, Front Row Regale. Started by my good friend Rock City Mark, legendary rapper Ito, and Jay Rios, they are the go-to for real hip-hop. Make sure to check out the whole team, including DJ Doo-Wop, Jay Black, Nice to Future, Boo Boo the Prince, Reno RX, and Uwop Diggs. Follow Front Row Regale on all platforms and check out the new New York by Ito and DJ Doo-Wop out now.
Yeah.
We're in the legendary Tony Cave studio.
Yeah. What's up?
You're smoking a backwood. You say you only smoke backwoods.
Yeah, pretty much all the time.
Well, but there is something about backwoods. I used to smoke them, but like once you're on it, it's hard to go to something else. But I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I switched over to like papers and grabba and shit like that before, and it was cool, but it was just, I don't know, just love my backwoods, bro.
No flavors.
Yeah, it's just regular sweet, wash them sometimes.
You put them.
Yeah, I mean, when I got time and shit like that, you know what I mean? Now, it's got company over, so we just fucking dumping them and rolling them up, but, usually I'll wash them, press it with like Bounty and shit, get all like the gook off, and boom, good to go.
Everyone has like their own how they do it. I see motherfuckers like press it down, like press all the veins out, pause, but like, you know what I'm saying? Yep. I just do papers. I feel like a vegan when I smoke.
Nah, I respect it though. Definitely better for your health.
But anyway, thank you for having me over, man.
Sam. Thank you for coming through, bro.
How do you like living not in the city? I won't give exact locations, but we're in Western Massachusetts.
I love it, bro. It's definitely a huge fucking change. As everyone knows, I come from the Bronx, and I come from like a small studio apartment and shit with my family, and we were there for years and years and years. So it's awesome to finally have like fresh air, have a backyard, my own little studio. It's not much, but I love it, man. It's my cave and shit.
How does that affect your creativity?
So to be honest, bro, it's kind of good and kind of bad. So it's good in the sense where I have more space and I could like come down here like on my days off from my regular 9 to 5 and just kind of like lock in and shit. But I feel like it's also bad in the sense where it kind of robs a little bit of my essence, because like most of my favorite shit I feel like I did back in the Bronx, and it was because it was like so much pressure. It was like, people could tell you I fucking did art on my floor. I did it like in front of my building. I did it on my fire escape in my fucking car. As my wife drives and shit, I'm there with a canvas on my lap and in the bathroom. You know what I mean? I really had like no place. So, but I felt like that like kind of like made me work a little bit like harder, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn, I gotta fucking finish this shit because the kids are gonna fucking smudge it or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a place for it, which has happened. You know what I mean? Plenty of times, like, oh shit, man. I could remember this Kobe Bryant fucking painting I had. It was a watercolor, all fucking paintbrush, and one of my favorite joints. And I had it in the bathroom. And my son came and he took a piss and shit and washed his hands and like shook his hands, like shake the water off your hands and shit. And it was all over the painting. And when I went, like the fucking Kobe was just like, I was like, no. So that was just like, a quick example of just, how it was. But, not to say I'm not making good shit now. It's just a little bit different in the process. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Why do you think that is? Because you think that when you're like when you finally make it, you'll be able to create your best work. Not that I'm saying you're not, but that's the mentality is like when I get to this next level, but really it seems time over time again that like when you struggle is when the best work comes out.
Yeah, bro. It's like the biggest cliche they say is you know, pressure makes diamonds and shit, but it's true. Like, you know, we've all seen it over time. Like, oh, sorry, my bad. We got like a little rotation going.
Yeah, we got a lot of joints going around.
But yeah, man, like you know, you see it over time. Like the more somebody struggles, like the more beautiful their, you know, their work is and shit. So, but you know, again, not to say that I'm making whack shit now, but it's just a little different, you know.
Yeah.
But,
no, and that's not what it is. But it's the. Do you think it's the hunger, like the need to?
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, like I said before, I would like fucking. It was kind of more like a time crunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like more pressed to get shit done. So it's just like, yo, just fucking do this, do that, whatever. And how it comes out is how it will stay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where now I'm like a little bit, I'm finding myself taking mad time with paintings and like I'm going back to shit. Like,
but I was thinking about that literally driving here, where I was like, damn, when I started, my output was crazier for podcasts. I would just record 4 days a week, 5 days a week, and now I don't. But do you think that's because we're lazier, or do you think that's because we care more about it and know what it takes to put out a better product?
Yeah. So, you know, our good friend Squat Deadface, you know, we speak a lot, and man, fucking, you know, like Rome, he's one of those dudes who hits me up like, yo, bro, you gotta fucking pick up the pace. Like, you gotta put some shit out. You know what I mean? And I always love it and I respect it. But at the same time, like Squat had told me one time, he's like, bro, just because, you know, you don't put out as much as other people do, it's like, doesn't take away from your quality at all. You know what I mean? So it's like, the quality is really what matters, right? Quality over quantity. You know what I mean? So,
and that's not how the world works right now, because with social media, we were talking about this before, the like tortoise versus the hare story.
mm-hmm.
Like that's a story everyone knows. And with social media, it's easier to show like a quick run up. When really, if you stay down, you stay in the pocket, you stay focused with what you can do, and I think everyone in this room can attest to that, that's what wins the race.
Yep, for sure.
It's like it's the same thing as the marathon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like we all know the story, but that's really what it is.
Yeah, exactly, man.
When did you find when did you find this as an outlet?
Art, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Very young. I want to say maybe like 7, 8 years old. My mom and dad, you know, classic story, going through their shit. They split up, you know, so of course that's, you know, was like the stem of childhood depression and anxiety and shit like that. So I spoke about it before.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I'll hand that to you too. But you shouldn't say classic story. Everyone has their own story. I don't want to like. You shouldn't diminish your own story. You know what I'm. Bless you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure. But you know what I mean. Like
I do know it. Yeah.
I'm just talking. You know, like basically, you know, mom and pops divorce, split. You know, shit like that. So art became my outlet in around that time, because I used to read these fucking books. It was called. Fuck, man. Spooky stories to tell in the dark, or
scary stories to tell, and they had that crazy ass cover. It was like holographic or some shit. Yeah, the big toe.
Mm-hmm. Like that crazy
remember the
dark,
big toe?
So you remember what I'm talking about? Like that grotesque. Like, I got the smoke alarm going off in this bitch. Damn.
Close the door fully.
So yeah, I used to love those books, man, and like the art just really like drew me in, and I started like drawing like that kind of style and shit like that. Me and my mom and my sister, we then had we moved, and we were staying like in a private house kind of situation, and on the second floor there was a dude named Rory. He was like, probably like in his early 20s. I was still a kid at the time, and this dude, like literally his fucking frame of his bed was boxes. Like, so he had like boxes, and then a mattress. Those boxes were full of comics. So he'd be like, yo, come upstairs. Like, I'm gonna give you like a stack of comics to check out.
Just to move his mattress.
You know what I mean? Move the mattress, open a box, and it'd be like fucking treasure trove. You know what I mean? So he'd throw me like shit like, all the X-Men and all that shit, and I'd fucking go downstairs and I'd fucking read them. Then he was like, yo, I see you like drawing and shit. He threw me a pack of like Prismacolor markers. This is back when like Prismas were fucking metal and shit, like the old school joints. And I just started getting busy, bro, every day. Yeah, man, and then it led to graffiti. You know what I mean? Graffiti was my shit. Started doing that shit at like 12, sneaking out my house and fucking bombing and shit like that,
Is graffiti fun because the danger of it involved?
100%, bro. It's I would say more so it's just the freedom, the freedom of being out there and the rush of like fucking painting walls, and you don't know what car is passing, you know what I mean? Like that shit was awesome.
It was funny that truck driving by earlier.
Word. Yeah, we saw a truck pass by and it had New York Graph, and I got hype and shit. I was like, oh shit, that's New York Graph right there.
It was like he dog seeing the mail truck.
I started like naming niggas. I was like, oh shit, this nigga, that nigga. But yeah, man.
So comics and horror were your first two influences.
Yeah.
When did wrestling and hip hop come into it? Because I feel like those are your like big four.
Oh man, yeah. We forgot about that. Wrestling was also super huge outlet. That was, to this day, it's the only thing I watch. I don't watch really much shows or shit like that. I don't keep up with much sports anymore. I just watch wrestling and shit. So I'm gonna go back to like early 90s. My aunt, she used to be an accountant, whatever. She used to work for like a lot of people in Nassau Coliseum and shit like that. And WWE, she had a lot of clients or whatever, WWF at the time, whatever. And fucking, she would get tickets and she'd give it to my grandma. My grandma would take me. And, it'd be me and my old Jewish grandma going to Nassau Coliseum. And, yeah, man, it was awesome, bro. Goes to, the shit with me and Kip. Me and Kip did the Tatanka painting. That was actually like the first live wrestler that I've ever saw. You know what I mean? Yeah, me and grandma were running in, and I was like, grandma, hurry up. Like the show started, and we ran in, and it was fucking Tatanka versus Diesel. And yeah, man, that shit was fucking awesome. So, just growing up, I just kept watching wrestling and shit like that. Cause, like I said, it's another outlet, another escape and shit like that. It's,
yeah,
essentially like a male soap opera. You know what I mean? So, but oh, sorry. I almost spit on my friend's shoe. So disrespectful. Yeah, man. And hip hop too, bro. Hip hop always listened to since I was a kid. My music palette, like we were talking earlier, is fucking all over the place. Listen to fucking everything. That just comes from my parents. You know what I mean? My parents just listening to all types of stuff. My dad, the first album of hip hop that I've ever purchased was Doggy Style on cassette tape. and my father helped me purchase it because, you know, of course at the time you had to be 18, 18 or older to buy that. And my pops purchased it for me, and that shit was, you know, that was like my shit. And then fucking, like I said, my boy Rory from upstairs used to give me like fucking Kiss tapes and King Diamond tapes and shit like that. So I was into metal and shit like that, you know. So
it's crazy that you had to be 18 to buy albums, and now there's like 12-year-old kids doing TikToks being like, rapping about like,
and yeah, rapping about
perk
like,
60, I just popped 2 perk 30s, you know, like literal like children doing like the
WAP.
coochie dance from Y&J. There's this one, and like you had to be 18 to buy that shit.
Yeah, bro, that shit was crazy.
Imagine being like, damn, it's my 18th birthday, I can now buy cigarettes. Oh, you can't. No, it's 21 now. And
Yeah,
fucking
word.
rap. You can, yeah,
Crazy shit.
that shit's
bro.
crazy. It's funny, just when you get older, you think that you find your own style. You know what you mean? I mean, like what you like. You're like, no, I found this. But so much of it is just what you grew up with.
Yep.
Like when I think about really what I go towards, it's like, damn, it is a lot of it's based on the nostalgic past.
Word.
And
100%.
trying to recreate that.
Bro, any of my close friends will tell you, bro, like I'm big fucking like nostalgia guy. Like all the fucking sneakers that I cop are all sneakers that I had when I was younger, or that I wanted when I was younger and I just couldn't attain because whatever, you know, broke or whatever the case was, you know what I mean? But shit like that, bro, like, you know, I'll go to like a thrift shop and I'll see like a old toy that, you know, and it's just like, oh shit, that shit like ignites something in you. So yeah, man.
What would that kid version of you say looking at like you now?
Shit. I would say that a kid version would definitely be proud of me. Mainly because of like the father that I am. You know, I could have been like a way different father, you know what I mean? Like I could have been like more like my dad, you know what I mean, where he wasn't always present and shit like that, or you know, just wasn't always as loving and shit like that, you know. So I would definitely say like child me would be fucking proud as fuck, you know. Or
yeah. And that's cool that it doesn't it's nothing to do with the other shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like the art and shit like that. I mean, I would definitely say like, you know, like, yo,
I just picked up your beer, I'm sorry.
I did some cool shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, especially with the wrestling, you know, a kid me would you know, young Tony would have never believed that I would be on fucking TNT Live, you know, putting my hands on fucking John Moxley. You know what I mean? Like I would have never fucking thought that. I would have never thought that I would have had like.
Can you tell that story real quick?
Yeah, man. So thanks to you know, Santana and Ortiz, you know, they had hit me and Rome up one day. And they were like, yo,
shout out 1,000 Words.
1,000 Words. You know, he's in the building.
Salute.
In the corner. Y'all don't
You'll
see
see
him.
his hand grabbing joints.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. Fucking you know, we got a call one day and Santana was like, yo, you know, Jericho wants to like have like a conference call. And I was like Chris Jericho? And like that's Chris Jericho's always been like one of my favorites since a kid, you know what I mean? Since Y2J, fucking WCW, feud with Dean Malenko and all that shit, man. Like, come on. But so I was like, what? And long story short, they flew us out to Ohio and AEW, and we were on Dynamite and shit, and basically we were part of the Inner Circle's extra crew and shit, the South Bronx Street Thugs, as Jericho called us, which was crazy. So yeah, man, we got to fly out there and go backstage before the show. We ran through like everything we were gonna do and shit like that, and fucking had lunch with Jim Ross. You know what I mean? Who else? Tony Schiavone. Excuse me. But yeah, man, that shit was awesome, man. And fucking we ended up coming out live and shit in Ohio, in John Moxley's hometown, and we got to jump him. You know what I mean? And they were like, "Yo, make the shit look real," and I was like, "All right, let's go." You know,
you're
I'm
like,
fucking
you're bitch slapping him for real.
We was throwing bows. Like me and Rome, we go back to the hotel and we were like, "Damn, like what you was holding like your back or some shit," and I was like, "Damn, my fucking rib, like somebody dead ass like caught me, bro." Like,
so you can say you fought Chris Jericho.
Well, I fought alongside him. Yeah. We backed them up. Backed them up. So that shit was fire, bro. It was like a Make-A-Wish Foundation for us. You know what I mean? Like we were fucking backstage and we are just like, oh my god, like Kenny Omega, and Goldust and fucking, you know, this one, that one. It was dope, bro. Super dope.
I told you I knew nothing about wrestling other than West Side merch. Mm-hmm. So, like, I literally was, like, wearing a fucking Chris Benoit t-shirt, and someone started screaming at me.
Oh, man.
You said some shit about the people on my pants today.
Yeah. Facts.
We don't have to go into it.
Yeah. But, yeah, Rick Steiner, man, you know. Rick Steiner, he's got some strong opinions, you know. That's as far as we'll take it.
What's your proudest moment with art?
Man, that's a good one, bro. Proudest
Thanks.
moment.
Bucked up. We ask good questions.
Yeah, that bucked me up right now because I'm like, damn, I'm thinking about it. We can use that for the next. Next
I do want 38
shit.
just to say fuck.
But shit, bro. Proudest moment. Fuck. So it's a bunch of them. I would probably say, I mean, I always loved the West Side Gun shirt.
I should have worn that today.
Nah.
That's one of my favorites.
Don't do that. But I love that one, you know, because of like, you know, the backstory that I put, you know, in the image and shit like that with the fucking tomb of Jesus and the lenses and shit. That was always my.
What's the backstory?
I mean, you know, I just always like to put like some type of like hidden imagery, like, or like Easter egg and into shit that I do. So I was like, what can I do that like separates my West Side Gun art from other niggas who's just like, you know, just doing their own renditions and shit like that. Like, what can I do different? You know what I mean? And the album Fly God is an Awesome God 2 dropped, and I was like, you know, thinking of like what kind of like holy kind of things, you know, God kind of references can I do? So then I you know, I thought of the tomb of Jesus, you know, how it's a circle, like the door of it or whatever, and I was like, damn, I could put that in the lenses and make that look like eyes, you know what I mean? Or like it looks like, you know, Gunn is like looking at the tomb or whatever, you know? So yeah, and you know, some people caught it immediately, and then some people were like, like I don't get it, or this is, you know, whatever. It just went over people's heads and shit. But, you know, shout out to the ones that caught it. That shit was dope, you know.
Did Gunn see it immediately?
Yeah. He hit me up and shit. He was like, yo, I want to use this for the drop and shit. And I was like, of course, I was geeked and shit. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it and shit. So that was definitely one of the proud moments. With art, what else? Sean Price, you know. I didn't, like, at the time, like, doing art, like, for Duck Down and shit, like, I didn't know how important it would be later, you know what I mean? Like when I got to do the Sean Price joint with him and Bun B and Styles P, like, you know, it wasn't much to it, you know what I mean? But the fact that Sean Price, like, actually commented and was like, yo, like, yeah, you know, you some dope motherfuckers, like, with this art, you know, like, I was like, damn. And then fucking James from Duck Down, he hit me up. He was like, bro, like Sean don't compliment many people, you know. So I was like, damn, that's fire, you know. And then he ultimately passed and shit. And then I got to do, it was like the commemorative album for, you know, for Sean and shit. I did like the back cover for the vinyl, and then I did the cover for the bobblehead, like the bobblehead packaging, you know. And that was dope for me because I never did no shit like that. You know, Duck Down, they trusted me with that, and I was like, damn, how the fuck do I do a box package, you know? And they sent me like diagram and shit, and I had to just do it, make it happen, bro. So yeah,
that's insane.
Word.
And it all just comes from you just going after it first, not like waiting for the opportunity to come.
Word.
Like you go after the opportunity.
Word, for sure.
How about I had no idea, but Rome was telling me about the Young M.A. shit.
Oh yeah. That was through Duck Down as well. You know, they hit me up and they were like, yo, we got this artist, Young M.A. This was before like all the damn, what was her song? Ooh, before it was before the Ooh song. You know, and they were like, yo, you know, we need a logo and shit. And yeah, man, they told me, you know, their idea. We want to make it like a Subway token. And yeah, I did that joint, you know, so that was pretty fire too.
How do you feel looking back at old pieces?
It's crazy because I forget, bro. To be honest, like I forget so much shit. Like people will be like, yo, you remember you did that? And I'd be like, oh shit, I did. Like, you know, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I guess I'm such a like a day-to-day kind of dude, like, you know, that I forget so much shit that I fucking did. But when I do, you know, when I do see him and shit, I think it's dope, man. I definitely came a long way. I've definitely jumped from different mediums, you know. Like when I was doing that stuff, I was doing fucking Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. I don't even touch that shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like very rare that I'm on Illustrator. If I do, it's like font work or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've definitely like changed in different like techniques and shit like that. So it's dope to see the past shit. You know,
yeah.
My bad.
But you're not hard on it?
Oh, nah, not at all. Not at all.
Are you hard on pieces you're working on at the moment? Like, are you a perfectionist?
Yeah, for sure. It depends on what it is. Like, if it's something like this, then I'd probably take my time, you know, with that a little bit more because I want it to look more realistic. You know, something like this, I'd probably just go with, you know, I go with the flow more. You know what I mean? Because that's just my style. You know, so it's kind of just like more seamless, I guess. You know?
Yeah. Where do you think your ideas come from? Like, how do you go from like something in your head to like, all right, I'm actually gonna put this down?
Shit, man. A lot of it, I guess, would just come from like life. You know, just personal experiences and shit like that I'm going through. I like to paint when I'm stressed out. You know what I mean? Because I feel like just like releasing that energy. You know what I mean? So I guess I would say that, like, I take inspiration from just what I'm going through and shit like that. You know what I mean? That joint right there, you could tell what kind of joint that was. That's like some sorrow shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then other shit, you know, it's just be like, damn, I gotta do like something, you know, to keep my fucking shit online going, you know, something that the people like a little bit more, whatever, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
for the most part, I just paint what I like, you know what I mean?
Do you compartmentalize the pieces of, all right, this is just like sharpening my sword, and this is like something that's actually like my emotion?
Nah, because I would kind of put that all together, like for everyone, you know what I mean? Because I think like like every joint I'm trying to like get better with this or that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see like where your style's going, or do you just let it go with what you are, as saying you're a day-to-day person?
Nah, I kind of just let it go, you know, like I said, going back to like the Bronx and shit. But you know, again, now that I have a little bit more peace and more space, you know, now I could kind of like chisel shit, you know, chisel the rock and make like a fucking David statue, you know what I mean, over time. But yeah, man. Either way, it's fucking is dope, you know, because like I'll make shit that I don't necessarily like, and I'll be like, damn, I could have been way better, you know, and I'll put it out there, just, you know, whatever, and people be like, God damn, this shit is amazing, you know what I mean, and then I'll kind of like bring me back down, like, oh shit, like, all right, bet, like, just keep doing what you're doing, you know what I mean?
That's funny that you say that, because like when I'm on stage telling jokes, I want to tell what I think are the best jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But then other people are like, no, we just want to hear what you're thinking. Like, we don't want to hear the shit you want to say. Like, we just need you to like just put stuff out, and that's what people appreciate. And it's weird to realize that people, like the masses, is what matters. You just kind of have to do it. Like, you can't hold it back.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's something I'm really bad at telling myself.
Word.
At least with stand-up, not with the podcast, which is very strange.
Word. But I mean, either way, like, I think you're doing a great job.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know what I mean? You know,
I think you're doing a great job,
thank you,
man.
brother. You know, fuck what every, you know, any haters gotta say and shit.
Hey guys, this episode is sponsored by Infuse Productions. Anyone who likes good weed, good music, and good people needs to check out Infused Productions. And make sure to come to one of their upcoming shows, always featuring your favorite cannabis vendors and growers. Also, don't forget to come join the Grumpy Cup in Greenfield, Mass, July 8th and 9th for a comedy show, cannabis competition, barbecue competition, and exotic car show. Make sure to hit up Infuse Productions on IG, Facebook, or go to infuseproductions.com. That's INFUZED Productions.com. Or if you want to check out the Grumpy Cup, go to thegrumpycup.com. Let's get back into it. Well, that's why I was asking if you're hard on yourself, is because I am very self-critical.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you are with your art.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, bro. I mean, I think any artist is, you know, essentially, right? Like, I think all of us, like, you know, what you do is an art. Comedy is an art. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody's told you that, but it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, photography is an art, right? Like, you could have like a moment to take a beautiful shot, and you take it and it doesn't come out the way you want. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think any artist is always going to be critical on themselves, you know. But me personally, like, for sure, bro. You know, I'll be beating myself up. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, this is not it. And there's so much shit that I have. Like, you could see it in this room that I never posted, because it's there, sitting there. Like, I don't like it.
Really? So there's shit you've never posted?
Yeah. So, you know, I mean,
okay, that's something I don't
not necessarily on this wall, but, you know, like around, you know, that's not on the screen, but yeah, you know, I don't like it. You know what I mean? So I'll sit on it until, like, I want to revisit it. But I eventually.
But you put hours into them.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't like a podcast, I'm still gonna put it out.
Yeah.
Unless someone says some crazy incriminating shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Some crazy or some.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel like even if you don't like something, don't you think you should put it out if you put the time into it? Because if you really didn't like it, you wouldn't finish it.
Nah, you're right. But my my personal shit is like I like if I don't like it, I'll just leave it unfinished until I'm ready to sit at it again. You know, like I have a portrait commission sitting somewhere in that corner for like a year and a half now because I just don't like the way I'm doing like the mother's face, and I'm just like, man, like I'm just not satisfied, so it just sits there until I'm ready. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's fine too. You know, like, you know, sometimes you can't just force shit. You know what I mean? If it gotta sit and I gotta revisit it, then fuck it. So be it. You know.
I just gotta ask: is that person cool with that?
They haven't paid me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah, all right. No, but you can't rush it.
My bad.
You can't rush it.
You know, I mean, will you want me to make like your mom's look ugly, and then be like, oh, here you go, and then charge you fucking $500-$700 whatever for
I
the
gotta
painting?
shut up. I'm start talking wild.
Nah, I want your mom to look pretty. You know what I'm saying? But it's just,
How'd she look beforehand?
yeah. Oh man.
Do you
My
have
bad.
a favorite piece? I need to change subject. The worst question to ask was the first one I thought of. I'm sorry.
Favorite piece would probably be that one right there.
The Ric Flair?
Yeah, you want to put this? Yeah, this is probably definitely one of my favorite pieces right here. Because
And the back's crazy too.
oh, that's just old fucking around. But
Why?
yeah, this is probably my favorite piece because again, this was at like the epicenter of that madness.
I can hold it. So.
Thank you, bro. It was like, you know, that like exactly what I explained to you earlier about me being in the Bronx and just making shit happen. This shit right here, like I just fucking was looking at the picture of Ric Flair on my phone, and I just splattered fucking paint all over the canvas basically, and that shit was like all wet, and I just kept continuing on until I was like, all right, boom, this is it. And yeah, man, I feel like it's very hard for me to get back to that, you know what I mean, that kind of style. So that's definitely one of my favorite joints.
Do you remember the moment it came to you?
Yeah, I was actually watching that promo. Like I just, you know, I watch like old wrestling and shit like at times, like and you know, I was just like, oh damn, this is a dope picture right here, and I always wanted to paint Ric Flair, you know what I mean?
But I mean emotionally.
Emotionally,
do you remember the moment, like, because it's your favorite piece, and you said it comes from that time?
Yeah. Emotionally, I felt this was like it was definitely like a stress reliever. You know what I mean? Like I fucking forgot about whatever. I don't remember what I was going through at that time.
Yeah.
You know, because
That's late.
life. You know, life. You go through a lot of shit, but you know, whatever it was I was going through at the time, I wasn't thinking about it when I was doing that. You know what I mean? At all. So I was, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking like that serotonin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just fucking not thinking about shit other than that. You know what I mean? So
I think that's good with the, I don't want to like put it down and fuck it up. That's a good thing is that you were talking about, and it's something that I want to say about nostalgia, is nostalgia can be good, but it's not good to live in the past.
mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Yep.
it's okay to,
And I have to learn that. Because like, I'm definitely, not to cut you off, I'm definitely like, I definitely do it a lot. You know what I mean? And I'll like live in the past and shit, because I lost a lot of people, you know, lost my pops, I lost my godmother, my pop's sister, the year before that was my uncle, who like was like a big role in my like making me a man. He got me like my first fucking actual job. He got me my first kid job. You know what I mean? Like got me like I was fucking working Mr. Softy for like 2 years and shit like that. That he got like first man job, fucking driving a truck and, you know, lifting shit, whatever. He died the year before. So then, you know, the list goes on. Lost a bunch of other people before that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of lost my train of thought.
Not living in the past.
Thinking about those people. Yeah. Not living in the past. You know, so it's, for me, it's hard because, you know, you always think about those people and then like shit will fucking remind you. You know what I mean? You'll hear a song, like, especially like with music with my dad and shit like that. Like, I'll hear some, like a fucking Alice in Chains song or some shit. And I'm like, damn, that's my dad's shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just shit like that, you know. But so it's hard for me to learn, you know, but I am trying, you know. I'm definitely trying to like fucking not live in the past and fucking hold on to that old shit, you know.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about like coping, but of course you use like art to cope, right? Like that's your output. So it's kind of like a. It's not worth it to ask, but I do want to know when you considered yourself an artist. Because I think that's something that's tough for people.
I would probably say like my last year of middle school, like 8th grade and shit, because I was doing like all the testing for like the art high schools, like for art and design, LaGuardia and shit like that. I went for all those fucking tests and shit. So when I would say like when I got accepted to art and design, I felt that's when I was like, yeah, like I'm a fucking artist. And then, you know, I started going to like fucking I used to do interior design classes and shit like that. It's not what I wanted to do, but I wanted like illustration and animation, but that shit filled up first and I ended up getting fucking interior design. Long story short, bro, I fucking started doing graffiti like, you know, even more in high school because I'm surrounded by a bunch of artists now, different boroughs. They all fucking tagging up, you know what I mean? So we all like just started doing graph together and ultimately got kicked out because of it and shit.
For graffiti?
I really got kicked out for no reason. There was like really no grounds other than like I'm a Hispanic kid and I hung out with that crowd. You know what I mean? I did kind of have shitty grades. You know what I mean? But what basically ended up happening was the dean called my mom and she told my mom basically like, oh, your son will never amount to nothing. And my mom was fucking pissed. So she fucking basically, you know, took it to court and shit, and we went against the Board of Ed and we won, and they were like basically, you know, you could go to any school you want, you know, pick what school you want. I could have picked LaGuardia, but I picked fucking Clinton because I lived in the Bronx and like my boys were all there and they were like, yo, the school's lit, you know. We fucking leaving at any time we want. We're going out smoking, chilling, whatever. So I was like, all right, we there. You know, so I went to Clinton and shit. And I ended up graduating from there. Yep. And just from there on, I just practiced art on my own, you know.
Did you like making art around artists more, or did you like making art on your own?
That shit was a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say on my own for sure, because I also got to learn what I wanted to learn. You know what I mean? Like when I was in fucking art and design, it was like I was only there for like freshman year, a little bit into sophomore, like beginning, you know what I mean? So I say a year, right? There's fucking dope ass fucking artists in there, bro. Smoke you know what I mean? So it was definitely a lot of pressure. You're doing your best, and then you look over, you're like, God damn, this motherfucker is smoking me right now. But when I went to Clinton and shit, like I was fucking bitter because I got kicked out and shit like that, and I was like, damn, like there was a short period where I had like a drafting table. I ended up fucking breaking the shit, throwing it out, all types of shit right throughout my fucking old portfolio, whatever. But then I like I was like, fuck that. Like, why give up if that's what I'm good at? You know what I mean? And I started going to the library instead of like hanging out during lunch. Any chance I would get, go to the fucking library, and I'd like grab Da Vinci books, excuse me, and Picasso books, like, you know, and just fucking read and study these dudes. And I would sit there with my sketchbook and just fucking copy what I see in the book and shit like that. And I did it on my own, and like I said, it was dope because like now I was just learning what I wanted to learn as opposed to learning fucking interior design.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck wants to draw like couches and walls and shit?
No,
I mean, it's a good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good living, but that's not.
I wasn't good in school because like I didn't care about that stuff.
Yeah,
like, I'm
exactly.
Good, I'm good at putting in work on shit I care about, but if it's shit I don't care about, I don't want to put the work in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I do need to learn to put the work in and shit I don't like care about though. That is part of life.
Yeah.
Craziest. Did you have like a craziest night going out doing graffiti?
Man, there was a lot, bro. I would just say like in general, like don't get it twisted. Like I did graffiti a lot, bro. But I wasn't like one of the most fucking known dudes. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fucking lie and say that. I never went all city. You know what I'm saying? I fucking painted in every borough pretty much, but I never like not on that scale to be like, oh damn, this motherfucker's all city. But again, I was out there a lot, bro, and you know, the niggas that know, they know, right? There was a lot of shit, bro. Bums, you know what I mean? Like just being like, I would say like the scariest shit, bro, would definitely be like being in tunnels. You know what I mean? With live trains, like what's more scarier than being on a fucking train track, and then like you literally, bro, it'd be like 10, 50 seconds. You hear something, you're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And like you gotta like find like a little niche in the wall and let that shit pass. You know, it's like, so that's definitely scary.
That's
you know,
making
shit,
my palms
shit
sweat
like that.
now.
You know?
Did you ever have any close calls with that shit?
All right, so I'm not gonna say like too much, but there was one incident. Amtrak, we fucking, you know, we crossing the shit, and one of the homies just didn't like cross in time. Like, and we're like, bro, come on. And yo, on everything, bro, that shit hit him. And it caught his arm. It didn't like catch him, you know, full on, but it caught his arm. And I swear to God, motherfucker, he had an army belt on. Like, you know, the 2-prong joints. That shit said, and flew. We were like, oh shit. And he spun. And the train stopped and shit like that. We had to pick him up. We carry him. We ended up calling an ambulance. We made a story. We was like, yo, it was a hit and run. But there was fucking helicopters over the train and shit like that. So that shit was definitely one of them. Another one, this was when I was a freshman in high school, coming home, and one of the homies decides he wants to get on top of the train while we're riding home. And this was on fucking
like Subway surfing.
Yeah.
Shit.
So he's like, I'm gonna bang on the shit when I'm up there. We like, bro, chill. Goes up. Long story short, fucking gets hit by one of the signs, ends up flying to the car behind us, breaks his back, cops take him down, all that shit. Yeah, so
fuck.
You know,
that just did you feel that?
You know,
I felt that.
Yeah,
shit.
That shit, bro. Homie never came back to school. You know, I seen him like once or twice after. He had like fucking, you know, the whole fucking neck pins and shit like that. Dude was an ill skater too, bro. Like, I'm talking about like rollerblades, going down rails, all that shit. That man was super nice and fucked his shit up. But
damn.
Yeah, man, shit like that, you know. That would probably be like the wildest, you know, stuff. And then just, you know, there's been times I've been jumped, you know what I mean? Like, one time I I got jumped being a lookout. You know what I mean? Like I finished my spots and I'm holding the homie down, got jumped, fucking ended up getting locked up. I was locked up in bookings probably for like 3 days because it was a Thursday. So I didn't get out till Monday. So I was fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? But shit like that, man. But
why did you keep going back?
Oh, it's addictive, bro. For sure. Like it's like there was times where like I'll stop for like 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is, and then you'd be like, oh, yeah, it's snowing, or like, you know what I mean? Like
what about the snow?
All right, so
all right, thanks.
The snow like
so I've never done it.
The winter, right? They call it dust wars and shit. The winter, bro, is wild. Bless you. Because there's very less patrol. There's very less people out. So it's just like you trekking and just wilding, So it'll be like shit like that. I'll be like, oh damn, it's snowing, and it's like FOMO. You know what I mean? Like like the wackest motherfuckers or whatever, the niggas who like not really out, they're gonna go out and get their shit off, and I'm like, damn, bro, the nice niggas is gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Or you get depressed and you just like, damn, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna go outside and paint. You know what I mean? Fucking go.
Can you
smoke a blunt and paint? Explaining
what the dust wars are?
It's just it's basically
sounds like a Star Wars spin-off.
It's basically like, it's crazy because like, it's like just, the snow. It's like wintertime in the city, and like I said, everybody who paints is out. You know what I mean? Like everybody who paints is out and just going crazy.
So that's like a big scene. Like you've said a couple, like All City.
People go over you.
Like the New York graffiti thing is its own ecosystem.
It's a culture. It's a culture, bro. Yeah. Like it's crazy too because like, what do you think? Like you remember the 4 elements of hip hop, right? Like graffiti's one of them, but motherfuckers forget that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like. But
why do you think that was forgotten?
I mean, number one, the legality of it, right? Like it's illegal, it's not illegal to rap, you know what I mean? So that's definitely, it's not illegal to dance, you know what I mean? Like you know
should be for some people.
For me, for sure. But
officer, get him out of here.
But shit, man. I don't know, bro. I guess like I said, like maybe just because it's illegal and it just became like an underworld, But yeah, I still I'm done with that shit, and but it's definitely
Do you still get that feeling some days?
Not anymore because I'm not around it. Like where I'm at, I don't see that shit.
That's why you got so excited seeing that truck
so
go
like,
by. And that's a full circle moment.
Bro. Like I will be scared to tag on some shit, bro. Like they might hang me. You know what I mean? But when I go back to the city, man, like I was back in the city like 2 months ago and shit. And my wife, she gets tight because like I always got like a mean streak or some shit. And I'm just like, we'll be walking down the block or whatever, and I just stop and I'm just like, come on, man. I'm like, yo, I gotta get my shit off real quick, But it's like, it's also too, Sam, it's like a sense of like kind of like being immortal, in a sense, because like I can honestly say that there's shit that I hit probably like 15 years ago, maybe more, that is somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Like a truck or like there was one time like one of my homies sent me a picture of a truck that I did in like like I said, bro, like over 15, 20 years ago. And I'm like, God damn, like I did that shit when I was a kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to see that shit still living is kind of like a sense of like I'm immortal. I'm still like around. You know what I mean? Or
man, thank you for doing this.
Thank you, brother.
This was dope as hell. Thank you for having me into your home. Congratulations on everything, for real. Like,
for sure. Thank you for coming. Fucking love
we
you.
finally got this one in, for real.
Yo,
We've been wanting to do this for so long.
It's crazy. Before we fucking log off and shit, like, I do want to say I'm super proud of you. We were supposed to do this shit before all of your big joints. You know what I mean? I remember like we met like couple summers ago, and we were supposed to do this shit before all your big joints. And it, you know, again, we was talking earlier, like life, whatever. You know, but like for me, watching your shit and like then seeing like, damn, like fucking this motherfucker sitting down interviewing Conway. Like that's one of my fucking favorite rappers, bro. I'm like, shit, bro, you killing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you interviewing this one, then boom, 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 boom. And it's like, this motherfucker's really out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what Reddit gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Reddit's turned on
you
your
know
boy.
what I'm saying? Like,
they're back, baby. They like the
man?
boy.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
like me now.
This nigga's outside like more than any of y'all motherfuckers. So you know,
no,
for real, man.
That really means a lot. You know, I don't even know what to say other than I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do.
Likewise, bro.
And there's a couple people that like have it and that are part of like, it's cool that it's no matter what we do, no matter if it's a photography, no matter if you're an Australian artist, no matter if it's Kip, like there's like a cool little collective. Shout out Kip.
Yep.
Shout out Kip. I love you. Shout out. I love you too. I don't know why I said love you too. Love you, Kip.
My nigga,
man. But you know, but for real, it's a cool little collective, and I appreciate everyone in it, and I appreciate you for doing this.
Likewise, bro.
People, check them out. Look at all this dope ass art behind me.
Buy some shit.
Yeah, where can people buy your shit?
DM me on Instagram. I got like a
What's
big
your
cartel.
Instagram?
Tony.caves. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah, man. I got a little big cartel. Not too active on it as of late, but you know, you never know what you see pop up on there. And you can always hit me, DM, like, yo, I want that. We could work it out.
All right. Peace out, everyone.